Testing. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Bashim Yashab Rakatham to the brothers, Shalom Hawashima Al Bashim Hawashai to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, sought out of 1 West 125th Street, Falls, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any of the Hebrew Israelite groups. We teach that all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites the Bible speaks of. And the white man, or as you know, well, Esau, but as you know, as the white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So today we're going to be going over the book of Exodus. We're going to start book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 6 to 25, 36. Priest and officer Allah will be reading in the Hebrew, 49 verses in the Hebrew, 7, break down in English, and continue. And
Wow, sir. Let's get to it.
with that being said, I'm Maidim, just me and the brother here.
Layashala, which means 2 or 4 Israel.
Sorry, basically. Sorry.
Amajim, Hapayan, Hakodam, which means to rise, face the east. We'll be going over the prayers in the Hebrew and then in English. Please repeat after me. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Ayah, Shakah, Yahweh, Malawaka, Taba'a, Batsaka, Ayah, Aisha, Maratazah, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, the Thundernawa, Nakam, Call, Yuam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Tabiya, and one, Kansai one, Abal, Kabashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Watapara, Babalumium, Ahmad.
Now the English. Our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and give us our debts, and we give our debt toward us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Akak, the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'akasha, the thunder now, Akak, Rapa'a, Kamakala, Kamalawa, Akak, Gatahar, Amatisram, Akak, Hakoyam, Amatim, Akak, Awaka Awak, Atama'ala, Garshan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, the water, Amad. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak Lanawa, Wayashala, Baha, Bayah, Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, the water of Amen.
We just said was Lord.
In the name of Yahweh Shah, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in Hebrew. Ash'ah, Ayan Yah, Ahariam, Ayan, Yahweh, Azoria, Ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaiah, Baratazah, Ayatan, Lamawat, Regarka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Lana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala, Yashan, Shawamar, Yashala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zalka, Ayat, Hamika, Yawamam, Hashmash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Bakal, Rad, Yashamar, Afkapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Kazaka, Wawaka, Bata, Wa'ait, Ayuwala.
Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help? My help coming from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber, nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alakah, Al-Takarash, Al-Tasquat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Yaradyamu, Sawada, Wata, Yatazawa, Al-Tazawanyika, Amarva, Lakawa, Malakakina, Magaya, Wala, Azakar, Shariashala, Awada, Kaya, Yawatazawa, Laba, Makadwa, Ayuka, Barya, Yakaratwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashima, Alayam, Awaba, Agariam, Abal, Wamuan, Wamalak, Alashak, Aymishabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aman, Ayawa, Zarawa, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamagni, Kasaya, Sarah, Bayamyan, Banakal, Bayashwan, Shamawa, Bayan, Dara, Ayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Kazaba, Kazabak, Katzamana, Kyle, Nasiakamwa, Lashar, Amara, Narasha, Nanawa, Az, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shatamwa, Gogala, the Quash, the Punya, Raka'a, Ka'ash, Tabaira, Gaira, Wa, Kalahaba, Kalahat, Ariam, Kun, Garadapma, Basa Ira, Wapasa, Paka, Tabalam, Malah, Payaham, Palawan, Waya, Wafashma, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashma, Waya, Bahawa. It's like Bahawa. Waya, Apara, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Yawa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Aliwan, Alkal, Ratasa.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
Lo, but lo, thine enemies, make tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off, being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmaelites, Moab and Agreen, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. So also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of life. Salah, do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Seir, as to Jamin, as the brook of the sun, which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Make the nose like a rib, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes, as a Ba, and as a Munya, who said, let us take to ourselves houses of God in possession. In possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burns the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy temper. Make them afraid with thy storm. Give their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, or the Most High of all the earth. It's the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Ma'aka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahala, Alawampia, Asawanyam, Akwatas Yanyam, Haka Salaka, Haka Yanyam, Waha Akwatim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Water, Aman. Bless you, Yahweh. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And angels. Manager Johanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troops. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. Thank you. So be. So be. Sorry, it's me. All right, baby, seated. 12.6. All right, I'm gonna be doing the you already know the first 7 in Hebrew. Then we're gonna read them in English. We're gonna do it till we get to 49 verses. 49 verses will be read in Hebrew. 49 verses will be read in English. All right. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 6 through 12. Like Masha Tazayub Hadam Wayashum Ba'a Ganath Waka Tazayub Hadam Zarakwa Zarakwa Al Hamazah of Bakah, verse 7, Wayakwa Sapar Haba Rayat Wayakwa Ra'a Ba'a Zanya Ha'ain Wayamarwa Call Ashar Dabar Yahweh Na'ashub Wana Shama'ai, verse 8, Wayakwak, like it. Masha, Ad, Hadam, Wayaza, or Rakwa, Al, Ha'ain, Wayamar, Hana, Dama, Haba Rayath, Ashar, Korath, Yahweh, I'm a come, Al, Kal, Hada Barium, Hala'ah, verse 9, Wa'al, Masha, Wa'a, Haran, Haran, Nadab, Wa'a Baya, Hawa'a, Washa Bayayam, Maza Kwanya, Yasha Allah, verse 10, Waya Ra'awa, Ath, Alahayam, Yasha Allah, Wata, like it, yeah. Wata Kath, Ragala Yawa, Kama Aisha, Laban, Laba, like it, Labanath, Hasa Payawa, Waka Aitazam, Hasha Mayam, Laba Hara, verse 11. Wa'al, I'm getting old. That is crazy. Atazai Laya, Upanya, Yasha Allah La'a, Shalak, Yadar, Yadawa, Waya Hazawa, Ha'alahayim, Waya Kawa, Waya Shatwa, verse 12, last verse, Waya Amar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, Ayla, Alaya, Ha'ara, Wahaya, Waya Hasham, Wa'afna, Lakah, Lakath, Ha'aban, Wahath, Wara, Waha Matazawa, Tazawa, Ashar, Kata Batya, Lahawa, Ratham. Okay. All right, let's get through this. The book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 6 through 12 in the English. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins. And half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord have said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold the blood of the covenant, which the Lord have made with you concerning all these words. That's the only way you get a covenant with the Lord. Blood. there has to be some type of sacrifice. Some type of sacrifice has to be made. The only way you can have a contract with the Lord right now is through some type of sacrifice. Not only did Christ have to die, guess who else has to die? You do. There is a part of you that you have to sacrifice. The things you want in the physical, you may have to sacrifice for the things you want in the spirit. That's it. That's all a covenant is with the Lord. He want to see some sacrifice. You want to see some blood on your hands. You want to come in here, you got to kill some. You got to
If I may, I want everybody to, again, it's not the Christian church. We ain't telling you to. This isn't a what they call it, like the weird like witchcraft type stuff. Like, don't be out here slitting your wrists.
That's crazy.
Like I bled for the Lord. No, you're a weirdo. You need help. What we're saying is, not what we're saying. What the Bible is telling you. The sacrifice that priests and others, a lot of us bringing out, you got to let your old self die. You got to kill your old self. Now, this is what we mean. Gotta let your old self die. The old you cannot thrive in the Lord's kingdom.
Right.
The old you was a sinner. You were a wicked person. You were lustful. You were a degenerate. You were a horrible person. I don't give a damn how good of a person you thought you were. The Lord did not want the old you. The new you, though, that's a sacrifice.
Right.
Right. And it's only fair. It's only fair. Last class, I went over it. How everything was made fair with the Lord. Like, for example, if somebody there was I'll go to Exodus chapter 22, verse 1. So it says, if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, meaning like you steal somebody and you took something of another man, right? He shall restore 5 oxen, 4 an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. Now you got to give that man more. Why? He shouldn't have stole anything
in the first place.
That's already the sin. You're still from your brother, but now you have to pay him back in this sense 5 or 4 because it's fair. Going back to Exodus chapter 24, it's only fair. The Lord's good. He's promising you all this stuff. Ain't nothing free.
Right.
Ain't nothing free.
Ain't nothing free.
So you gotta prove yourself.
Right.
It's only fair.
Right. Verse 9. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel. Again, throw this in your precept book. Anybody got anything to say? They have to disperse. They have to dispute this. They would have to see where it says the God of everybody. They would have to see where it says the God of Elam, the God of Edom, the God of Moab, the God of Ammon. They would have to show you what it says here. They say God love everybody. Okay, proof. Find me where he got every single nation listed that says in Genesis, the 10th chapter, the table of nations. Find me where it says the God of them. If you can't find it, you cut it. Thank you. And they saw the God of Israel. Now I don't know about their gods. I don't know what Ammonite God is. I don't know the record books that they have with their God. I don't know the record books that the Egyptians have with their gods, the Ham have with their gods. I don't know anything about what's the people, the Elamites. I don't know their records. I don't care about their records. I don't know anything about their records. I know what these records say, and this is what I'm basing my whole life on. What these records say. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. Do you understand how black God is? Imagine you invite somebody to your place. It's about to look sparkling and shining up and clean. It's gonna be the best looking it's ever gonna look. That's what God wants them to see. Like, you gonna come here and see my glory. So I'm gonna bring you up and you're gonna see some glory. You're gonna see I am the number one. You're gonna like, damn, that's how black. You go to a Caucasian house, it's dirty. Feet all dirty. They walking all through the house. You see their feet stains on the floor. They dirty. They dirty. This is how you know God is black. Everything he do it big. Every time you see the glory of God, it's glorious. It's always glorious, and that's how you should be. That's how you should be. Every time somebody see you, hey man, yeah, dressed to impress. Every time. It's like, and upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw God and did eat and drink.
They did what?
And did eat and drink.
They did eat and drink. Again, festive, right? For everybody out there who thinks that drinking alcohol is a sin, say it every time. There's still too many of y'all out there. Drinking is not a sin. Christ drank wine. Right? There's plenty of brothers and sisters who have drank wine. Just don't be a drunkard. But just again to show the spirit of Israelites, right? Jacob was a plain man, right? Same thing with all Israelites. Right. It don't matter what tribe you are, no matter if you're Isupk, Ephraim, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh, don't matter. All we want to do after a hard day's work is chill and hang out. How you do it is how you do it.
Right.
But you know, we have different names for it. We have cookout,
right?
Kickback,
barbecue,
right? House party, carne asada, like whatever you want to call it. We all have our version of. We just want to.
That's it,
right? But that's the nature of what we have. But that's festive. That is to come together and have a good time. That's what the looks like.
And also, they saw God. The in the presence of the Lord, they didn't actually see him. You can understand.
Yeah.
But in the presence of the Lord, what did they do? They ate and drink. It was festive. That is what we do. And that's why you might look on YouTube or Facebook or something, or you might see pictures of us. You're like, all the people do is boy. This is what we do. We work hard. For sure, the work is gonna get done. Work is getting done right now. Right now, at 9 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock at night. And it took 2.5 hours to get here. Work is getting done. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we gotta do.
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Partying hard. Because we're gonna do work tomorrow. You know what else I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? If I may. Verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them.
Again, what's the job of a priest?
That's it.
What's the job? Look, to give it to you straight for time's sake, you're a messenger.
That's
everything that we are telling you is taught to us by another priest. And guess what? That priest learned from another priest.
Right.
Learned from another priest, which all eventually comes back to this. When you come into this school, we've all been through it. Even when you become a trooper, we ask you, you sure you want this? We ask you.
Right.
Yeah, it's only fair. Like look, this ain't a game where you get jumped in
right.
by your own against your own will. Like,
right.
No, we're gonna ask you, are you sure you want this? When you get another rank raise, we ask you, you sure you want this? The reason why is because you are now taking up the responsibility to teach the word of God to our people.
Right. And
you got to keep that at all times, by the way. Like, you might be at your slave. There might be a brother or sister, whatever. They might be chopping it up or whatever. They might ask you, like, do you think... I'm going to say something wild, because we can have a wild conversation about it. I want to talk to this chick. But, she got to do it. You think I should do it? I'm going to tell you no.
Right. Straight up now.
I'm going to tell you no. That's nasty. But it's a sin. I look, being a priest, like, you can't just put on a garment or you put on a shirt or some fringes that says Isupk on it. And then now all of a sudden you want to be Isupk only when this is on. When you go back home, you're just a sinner. And sidebar, you allowing, not really allowing, but you enabling, say that, your people to sin,
right,
is a sin.
Right.
Y'all, I hope that makes sense. I cannot sit here and tell a brother, yeah, you should go sleep with her, even though she got a man. Or you should go sleep with her. She white. But you should go ahead and do it. I'm not going to tell you that. No, I'm going to tell you, no, don't do that. Now, if you want to know the reason behind it, then I can get more into that.
Right.
But on the surface level, don't do that. That's wrong. Simple. You must always keep that within you. It's like you got to.
Nah, sir. Well, just to piggyback on it, just tell them what a priest would tell them. The scriptures say, what do you get? I will give thee tables of stone and a law. What is the law? The law is the punishment. The law is the punishment. He said, hey, I'm going to give you the law. The law is something that's going to punish you.
punish you. Why? The commandments. He gave you the commandments are what you're supposed to do. If you don't do the commandments, then you're gonna see the law. Who was the law? The Levitical priest at the time. That was the law. The law was, hey, however I want these guys to come do whatever they need to do to you, that's what's gonna come happen. Or like we just read in Exodus 22nd chapter, that was the law. The commandment was to not steal. Right. So if you do steal, the law is what? You owe this man 5. There you go. That's you see how that works? That's the law and that's the commandment. When you see the police behind you, that's why we call them the law. Because now they're about to enforce whatever rule that you broke, speeding, or no seatbelt, or whatever thing. That's the law. That's the law coming behind you now. In the name of the state of California, in the name of the commandments of America, in the name of the laws of America, I have to come behind you. Now, pause. I have to, as an officer, I have to do my job. Right. They are the law. That's why we call them the law. It's like, what is it? 13, 14, 15. Let's do this in the Hebrew. The book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 13 through 19. Like, Wayaquam, Masha, Waya was Shai, Mashar Tawab, Waya Al, Masha, Al, Hara, Ha'al, Hayam, Wa'al, Haza Kwanyam, Amar, Shaba, like it, Shaba, Lanwa, Lana, Bazar, Aid, Ashar, Nasher War, Nasharat, Ali Kam, Wahana, Aharon, War, Amakam, Maya, Sha'aya, Dabaryam, Yagash, Alham, verse 15, Waya'al, Masha, Al, Hahar, Wayakam, Ha'anan, Ha'anah, Hahar, verse 16, Wayashakan, Kabawad, Yahweh, Al-Har, Sayanya, Waya Kama, Ha'anan, Shashad, Yam, Waya Kwara'a, Al, Mashab, Bayawam, Hasha Bayaya, Matarak, Ha'anan, verse 17, Wama Ra'ah, Kabawad, Yahweh, Ka'ash, Akalath, Bara'ash, Hahar, La Yanya, Banya, Yasha'ala, verse 18, Wayaba'a, Mashab, Batawak, Ha'anan, Waya'al, Al, Ahar, Wayahaya, Mashah, Bahar, Ara Ba'ayam, Yawam, Ba'ayam, La Yallah. It was not a nice thing. Like 25 and 1. It's a lot here. The book of the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 1. Waya Dabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Lamar. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 13. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua. And Moses went up into the mountain of God. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. Look at them following. That's the order. Hey, man, all you got to do is sit right here. That's all you got to do is just sit right here. Behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. What are we establishing? Rank and order. This is why is it so hard to understand rank and order? I just don't get it. That's how I know you don't know the Bible.
If I could, real quick, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of y'all understand rank and order.
Right.
You just don't like it when it comes from your own people.
That's crazy.
I'm just being real. Like when white man tell you don't speed, you ain't gonna speed. At least when he's not around.
Right.
So when he come around, you ain't gonna speed.
Right.
When your boss tells you to be at your job at 8:00 a.m., you're gonna be there at 7:50.
Right.
You're gonna be there. When the IRS tells you to pay your taxes, I hope you do it. Shoot.
You better.
Yeah. Shoot. I would say.
Right.
But my point is, anybody else outside of our people that gives you an order, you don't even realize it, but you're going to do it. Think about it. A lot of you sisters in the world, not all, of course. Again, if what I'm saying, if it offends you, that means I'm talking about you. So it shouldn't offend you like that. But a lot of you sisters will disrespect the hell out of your man, hate him for whatever reason. You'll sleep with him, though. He's the father of your child, but you treat him like crap. Right? You don't respect him. You think it's my body, my choice. He tell you that you can't go out with your friends because he knows that all your friends are hoes. And you want to go out and have a good time. And instead of just listening to him, you want to argue with him. Now you go out there half naked because it's freedom. You want to be a whore, right? But then your boss tells you need to come in on a Saturday. You're gonna go.
Your boss is your husband.
Yeah. That like at this point, it's like, damn, like you sleep with this man, but this is really the man that rules.
That's crazy.
That's your idol.
The one who don't give a damn about you. You just a number.
Crazy.
He'll replace you.
No, for real.
Instantly. You're nobody to him.
And that's what's going to happen. That's because you hate your people.
That's
right?
it.
So rank and order, to be honest with you, we all know what it is.
Right.
But if you have a problem with it in here, it's because you hate your people.
That's it.
Which in turn means you hate yourself and you hate the Most High.
And if I may really hear what he's saying, you got to think he's up there with the elders. So it's Moses and the 70 elders that Israel choose. Said, that is a wise man who's been around for a while, who knows things. We want him to lead. 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 Moses started picking people like, nah, it was like, Moses, you pick the people. Moses said, all right, bet. I'm going to get him. This guy got a good reputation. Him. Next thing you know, it's 70 elders. These are 70 wise men. These 70 men are better than everybody else in Israel. Moses chose them. And everybody agreed and said, I'm fine with you choosing these guys to lead us, Moses. Right? And he said unto the elders, this is verse 14. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. The elders, wise men, men of rank, they listen to Moses. They listen. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. He's telling the highest ranking men, go to men that outrank you. What is your problem? What is your problem? You need to fix that. You know what's funny? Even if you get told to do something wrong, go do it any damn way. You get told to do something that you don't want to do, guess what? Go do it anyway. Just do it anyway. It might save your life. That's it. Verse 15. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the seventh day, he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Y'all understand what's going on here? Verse 20, chapter 25, verse 1. Man, and here's the crazy part. Moses has a task to do that is so daunting and so terrifying to the rest of the nation. But imagine it's a big mountain. That's why I always say, picture yourself here. Imagine it's a huge mountain, man. And the leader, you can look up there, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be up there. It's fire coming out. It's a cloud. What is that? You wouldn't do it, but the leader said, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do it. And you still come against that man. You ain't got the balls to do what he did. You ain't got the balls, man. Your record not that stellar to do that, man. You think he ain't scared? He is scared, but guess what? He know fears breaks a man. So he went up there. He said, the Lord called me to do this, so I'm gonna go do it. Is that you? I don't think so. Like, oh yeah. Verse 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the book of Exodus chapter 25, verse 2 through 8. The bar al Banya Yashala Waya Kwakaya Laya Tara Wama Ma'at Paul Ashar no Ayash Ashar Yada Bunwa Lakawa Dakwa Kadwa At Tara Wa Matya, verse 3. Waza'af Hata Ra Wama Ashar Dakwa Kawa Ma'atham Zahab Wakasap Wana Salaki Wana Kashaf, verse 4. Wata Kalath Wa'a Ragaman Wata Wala Ait Shanya Wasasha Wa'ai Zayam, verse 5. Wa'arath Al Yum Ayalam Ma'ad Mayum Wa'abath, like Wa'arath Daka Shayam Wa'atazayam Shatayam, verse 6. Waman Lama'ar Washa Mayam Lashaman Hama Shaka Walakwa Zalagia Tarath Hasa Mayam, verse 7. Abanya Shaham Wa Banya Malaayam La Pada Wala Kashan, verse 8, last verse. Wa Shawa Laya Why Aishwa Laya Makwa Dash Washa Kanthum like Wash Katath Ya like it. About the will come. This is the book of Exodus chapter 25, verse 2 through 8. Speak unto the children of Israel that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth if Salaki. Speak unto the children of Israel that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering. He's not even going to accept it if he's not willingly giving it with his heart, with his mind. Meaning, I'm gonna get it because of the faith. Why do you think you give anything to the Lord? It's faith. Why do you think you sacrifice your body for the Lord? It's faith. Why do you think you come here and do high holy days? It's faith. Why do you think you stop going to the Christian church? It's faith. You're willingly doing this with with his heart or his mind. He willingly with his mind. Willingly. You are willingly saying, I'm going to come here and change my life. I'm going to come here and stop being a whore. I'm going to come here and stop being nasty. I'm going to come here and stop being filthy. You're willingly doing it. He's going to accept that offering. You're offering yourself. You're going to accept that offering. He's going to accept it because you willingly do it. Right. And no one is making you do it in here.
Like good real quick. That's showing that you're being genuine.
Right.
Like no one should have to sit here and tell you, like we have orders, of course, but I really want you to, I don't want to skip over this. I'm glad like you said something. When it says every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering. You're doing it because you genuinely want to. See, there's people who come and leave the truth all the time.
Right.
I'm here for alternative reasons because they're being selfish.
Right.
They're not here to change themselves.
Right.
They ain't here for whatever. Maybe it's some sister she want a husband.
Right.
That's all she wants though. She don't give a damn about serving the Lord. She just wants a husband.
Right.
There's some brothers who come in here and trust me, they all been weeded out. There's gonna be more that's gonna try to come and they're gonna be weeded out too.
Right.
You come in here because you try to take advantage of brother.
Right.
See, and here brothers will really help you out. Some of y'all don't want to better yourself. You'll take advantage of the brotherhood, of the money that brothers might give you to help you out with some rent or whatever, but you don't want to change your life. You still want to go smoke weed behind everybody's back.
That's crazy.
You want to sit here and come up in here or try to high as hell, smelling like weed, and then we ask you, what do you do? Well, how is everything? You want to lie to our face. We know you're lying, but it's even more of an insult when you do it. My whole point is you gotta want to do this. Because guess what? No one is forcing us to teach Sabbath service. You understand that, right? Like, both of us drove a long way to come over here. We could have easily said, nah, I'm good. Easily. I don't feel like it. I'll do it next week.
That's crazy.
If I feel like it.
That's crazy.
But guess what? We're here because we want to be here.
Right.
Because you said, yeah, faith. What's faith without works?
Put your brick in, bro.
It's dead. Faith without works is dead. You can't just say, I believe in the Most High and not do nothing about it. That's like you saying, there's a lot of y'all, oh, I'm an Israelite. Okay, so what? Now what?
You still doing the same thing you did prior to you even knowing your bloodline.
You ain't changed. You didn't offer yourself.
Right.
You just, I'm an Israelite. I'm a still sin though. That's what you're doing. So guess what? Yeah, you're the Most High's child, but I mean,
come on.
Can't really do nothing for you. You drinking and driving and you get into a wreck. It's like, oh, why didn't the Lord save me? Because you don't serve him.
You serve yourself.
Thank you.
You serve your flesh, you serve your lust. Instead of you serving the spirit. And it's funny how, like, what you do. I read this before we even started. And I was like, that didn't just pop into my mind right now. That's how this thing goes. This man is speaking to the children of Israel that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, you shall take my offering. The Lord will deny what you giving him. You just wasting your time giving him something because he know you ain't really trying to give it to him. He know you ain't. You like, nah, you don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it. You just doing it because you just doing it, but you ain't really offering it. You ain't really offering the services that you really could offer out the kindness of your heart. We've been through that at the school. We had a barracks before. I'm not gonna bring up anything, but anybody who know anything in the barracks, you know what I'm talking about. It's the same thing. You ain't willing, you know what I'm saying? You're reluctant on doing something because you looking for something out of it. I ain't looking for nothing from it. I have faith. All I'm looking for is the same thing every prophet before me was looking for my enemies to fall and for me to rule in the kingdom of heaven. That's all I'm doing it for. It's like verse 3. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat's hair, and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins and shittim wood, oil for the light, spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them.
Make the place nice.
Come on, man.
Why wouldn't you though?
This Most High we talking about.
This is home.
Like, hey, like, I want to. Okay, word this properly. Not like literally the Most High came down to us, but like he wants to be amongst his children. But you know, we're gonna get the best stuff for him though, because why not? This is the God we serve.
Right.
Look, he got us up out of Egypt when we didn't even want to leave Egypt. But don't think about that. He knew what was. It's like a kid not knowing what's best for them.
Right.
Like you want to eat ice cream every single day, not knowing that your ass about to have the BGs later. Like that's all you eating. So it's
diabetes, teeth don't fall out.
Yeah, because you just all on that sugar.
Right.
You losing your mind in that bathroom. It's like no. You gotta drink some water. You gotta have some real food. Eat your vegetables. I don't want that though. I don't like broccoli. I don't want. You saying you don't like steak? It's crazy. I don't know. You might.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but you know everybody got their little thing. My whole point of you saying that is, you don't want to do it because it doesn't taste good. It doesn't feel good. Yeah, but the Lord knows what's good for you. And what was good for you was to not be in Egypt. How dare the Egyptians build up their society off of God's chosen people? Hell no. get my children up out of there. Yeah, you're gonna be whining, whatever. All right, whatever. Your ass is coming over here.
Come on, man.
And now look at you. You're better. You're happy with your people now, and you rejoice. And because we're rejoice, the Most High is rejoice. You see how that works?
This is a very simple thing the Lord is trying to provide for you. And the fact that people come up against us is crazy. He has people out there telling you to get off of drugs, which he should not even have to have somebody telling you to get off of drugs, because you've seen people on drugs. Well, we talked about this before during multiple classes. I've always been shocked and amazed, and it just never ceases to amaze me. I get it, because I get poverty, I get oppression, I get being a slave, I get being oppressed, I get being downtrodden. But to the life of me, I just can't. I understand, but I hate understanding it. What makes you want to be a crackhead? What makes you even want to say, I'm gonna be the next crack addict?
Because it feels good in the moment.
That is great.
That's all it is. It's like any high.
Any high.
It's like, you know, people smoke weed. You think, oh, y'all always say it comes from the earth. Everything comes from the earth.
That's crazy to me.
Like, shut up. Like, I'm so tired of hearing that. But you do it. Why? You're depressed.
That's it. You just need to get high. You're such a slave to your body. You're such a slave to your body, man. You're a slave to sin. You're a slave to your flesh, to your lust. You have to get high. Do you have to? You don't have to get high. You like the way it feels? Hey, man, come on, man. Find something else you for. Read the scriptures. Somebody telling you you're going to run the whole earth should be that feeling. Damn, man, I can wake up in the morning, say the white man is the devil, and go to sleep, say I'm going to rule the kingdom. I don't need to get high in between any of that. That's my life. I don't think about anything else. But yeah, it just always like, damn, man, you on drugs? You high? What are you high for?
They said.
And I know why you high.
Like we know why. That's why we here. Like the Lord, like you want to know why we go to the ghettos and go speak? Like we're not about to go to Beverly Hills.
Right.
What's the point? We're gonna go down to Hollywood. And I know like people who aren't from California, because I was guilty of this. I'm from up north, so it's like I drove down over here. I'm thinking, oh yeah, you know, sunshine, California, and I'm like, damn, this looked like home, not in a good way.
Right.
But the reason why we go to these rugged areas is because we know that our people are down there and they are oppressed. What am I gonna do? Go to Beverly Hills, talk to all these rich white folk. They're good.
They're in heaven.
This is their heaven. Their heaven is our hell. So we want to go talk to our people. We gotta go to these areas because that's when you really need it. You over here high as hell because you're sad. Your homeboy died. You lost your mother. You lost your father. You know, you lost your job. You ain't got one. Your baby mama left you. You might have lost a child. Whatever it is, something wrong with you. And instead of dealing with the demon, you numb it. That's what you do.
That's all you do.
Because you used to being a slave. I remember just real quick before we continue. It's old now, but like I remember I binge watched like all the Game of Thrones seasons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And though it is like, you know, it's fantasy, there was like some real like politics in there. And the one thing that really got me, I think it was earlier on in the season. What was her name? Khaleesi. She ends up, long story short, she ends up taking over this nation, right? There's a lot of slaves. And she goes over there, she overthrows the government. She's like, you know what? All the slaves are free. And it really like got to me how many of the slaves were like, nah, I like being a slave.
That's how you know.
Like, and she looked at them like you're free. Like, you don't have to do this anymore. I'm good. I want to go back to my master. Since I'm free, I want to make the choice to go back to my master. She looked at them like, all right. But I remember her people were telling her, like, this is all they know. They've been a slave forever. They don't know anything.
You don't send them off until, and that's the problem that you do. Okay. When we talk about slavery and people don't understand the effects of slavery, right? You had these people locked in a cage in basements, basically, and in outhouses and slaving away for nothing for generations. And then one day you say, go do something. Do you know how hard you have no recollection? You have nobody around you that knows how to do anything but what you've been doing. This is what I've been doing to get to 70 years old. This is my grandparents been doing. This is my great grandparents been doing. This is my parents have been doing. One day you let the children up and say, "Hey man, you free."
So they don't know what to do.
They ain't got no skill to do nothing else. They don't, and that's why you're so evil. That's why the white man is the devil. That's why he's so evil, because he knew that. He knows that. He knows these people have no skills. How am I supposed to have skills? There's not a robotics club in my school. None of my schools. We don't have money for extracurricular activities when it comes to 4-H clubs, learning how to grow and build plants. There's no wood shop in my school. I don't know what we had. What's the cooking class you got?
Culinary arts.
It wasn't even culinary arts for us. It was called something else. It was like that and like sewing. I didn't get no money for this, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't have any of that. I didn't have robotics club. I didn't have a bowling league. We had football, basketball. Nigga, you ain't gonna be no football player. You're not about to be no basketball player. You're not fast enough. You think you're fast. You ain't that fast. You ain't gonna run track for nobody. You fast, but you ain't track fast.
Yeah, you're not like
Olympic.
You say Bolt or what's Shakari Richardson?
You ain't that.
Yeah, you're not that.
You are a product of your neighborhood. You are a product of wolves. You are a product of uncivilized people who don't know how to do anything but work for them. That's what you are. And then they say, "Hey man, go out there and go do something." You turn 18 and they just throw you in the woods. To do what? What the hell? I'm gonna go rob somebody.
Because you're in a survival mode at that point, because that's all the thing you can think of.
What
You
are we
don't know how to
talking
do nothing else. But like you said, that's why the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, because that's what he does. And then when you don't know how to do anything, when he floods your neighborhoods with drugs and guns, and you have poor air quality, that's actually a real sidebar. Like, yeah, because like I found this out last year. The reason why there's not a lot of trees in the ghetto is because if there's more trees in the area, one, it's cooler, obviously, because of shade and stuff. But like, it also helps regulate the climate, and it helps filter out the air. So a lot of the trees get put into predominantly black neighborhoods. In a predominantly black or Hispanic neighborhood, you're not going to see a lot of trees usually. Well, you have, first of all, it's already going to be hotter, but then it's low air quality, which means you're going to get sicker faster and more often than so-called white man in his neighborhood. And then on top of that, like you said, like I wasn't taught about like medicine. Like I went to like a decent school, but like they didn't teach us about like holistics and stuff like that. Like, they just taught you like, big pharma. Oh, you're sick, take this pill, take this, whatever. And then you find out, oh, now this leads to depression, this leads to kidney failure, this leads to whatever. We weren't taught those things. So of course we're gonna indulge in this stuff. The only way we know how to make money, like you said, at least at my school, you had to either play football, basketball, or run track. If you wasn't doing none of that, you weren't nobody. But then as we get older, I'm thinking I'm fast. And then I'm like,
I ain't fast.
Yeah, I'm flat-footed. I get shit splits. So I'm like, okay, well, there goes that. What's someone gonna do that?
That's crazy.
Like,
that's crazy.
But that's what we're taught. The only thing that you can do to succeed in life as a black man in America, you gotta be good at sports, or you gotta entertain. That's what you gotta do. You gotta rap, you gotta sing, you gotta
dance, in the Bible,
or all that. Guess what? Some of us are doctors.
Right.
Some of us are firefighters. Some of us have other skills outside of that.
Right.
But we don't think that though.
Right.
That's sad.
The fact that I have to, it's such a small batch of them. Like, it's such a small batch. You can name them. You can count them on your fingers. You can name them. And that's what white people do to you too. They make you think, well, y'all all can do it because this one did. It's not how that really works. It's not how that works. That's not how the ramifications of slavery works. How? How can everybody do it? How can everybody do it? You're not even allowed to do it. The businesses we did have, the being affluent, and we had businesses. We had everything. had our own schools. We had our own churches, really. Yeah. You blew them up. You blew up whole black cities. That thing, what's that thing? In Manhattan.
What's the last story you talking about?
No, that's in Manhattan. It's an area. It's like a park. Central Park. I don't know. Don't call me. It's an area in Manhattan. Predominantly black. Man, they blew that thing up. And now it's like the greatest place to be out. Like it's how can I be a doctor when you blew up the doctors in Tulsa? How am I supposed to be a banker and low money when you blew up the banks, the black banks? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And this is what the Lord's trying to give you. The Lord's trying to give you an out from that. Right. He's trying to take you out of Egypt. He's trying to take you out of Egypt so you ain't got to go to that. So you can be affluent. It's like that's why you just come serve the Lord. He'll give you all that. Anyway. Was that it?
I didn't know.
Come on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
The next one.
No time. This is book of Exodus chapter 25, verse 9 through 16 in Hebrew. Kakal, Ashar, Anyam, Mara'ath, our Ta'ath, Tabayat, Hama Shakan, Wa'ath, Tabayat, Kaliwab, Wakan, Ta'ishwa, verse 10, Wa'ishwa, Ra, Arawan, Atazayah, Shatayam, Amathyam, Wahatazayawa, Arakawab, Wa'ama, Wakatazayab, Ra Kapwa, Wa'ama, Wakatazayab, Kwamathya, verse 11, Watazapayat, Athab, Zahab, Zawar, Mabayat, Wama Aitazar, Watazar, Tatazar, Panwab, Wa'ashyaf, Al Yawab, Zar, Zahab, Sabayat, verse 12, Wayatazar Kwakath, Lawar, Abashaya I, Abatayawa, Zahab, Al, Pa'ai Matayawa, Washatya, Al, Taza La'aiwa, Ha-Kath, Washatya, Al, Taza La'aiwa, Ha-Tazanwath, verse 13. See what you mean. Yeah, they getting, yeah. Why Ashad, Badya, Aitazayawa, Shapayam, Watazawayam, Atham, Taza verse 14, Waha Ba'ath, Adhaba Dayam, Al, Taza La'aith, Ha'aran, Lasha'ath, Ha'aran, Baham, verse 15, Ha'aran, Yahayab, Haba Yawam La'am, Yasarawab, Mamanwa, verse 16. What's the last verse? Yeah. Wana Thought, all, Ha'aran, Ha'adath, Ashar, Athan, Alayak. All right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 9 through 16. Basically, we're finna just get into how everything is being built, how the Lord wants everything built. The Lord wants it set to a T, a perfect way, a perfect fashion. He wants everything perfect. The way He says it, He wants it done. Guess what happens? It gets done. And this is how the way you finna read this and how this is built is the way the heavens was made, the way earth was made, the way people were made, the way animals were made. The Lord had an instruction. The way he talking to Moses, an angel on earth, is the same way he talked to Christ. Same way he talked to other angels. Hey, I want the earth built like this. I want this over here. I want this over here. I want a little bit of land. I want 30% land, 70% water. I want this place to be over here. This place to be over here. I want this type of fish. I want this fish need to look like this. This fish need to look like this. This fish need to do this. This crawfish, this seagull, this bird, this clam, this, that, and the third. This lion, this tiger, I need this. I need all this. And now, nope, he don't even like it. This animal here, 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 these animals up here, these animals on the earth, on the land, these animals in water, and I want you to create somebody. Create these people too. I want you to create people. Make them look like this, make them think like this, make them act like this. And then, you know what? I want you to create this one man for me. Out of all the people that's on earth, I want you to create this man. And I want you to have him name the stuff. That's how this works. The way this stuff is getting built is the same way the heavens were made, the same way earth was made, the same way life was made. He gave out an order. They took the order. They wrote it down. They figured out the best way to do it, and they completed it. And at the end of the day, he says, well done. It's like, anyway, verse 9. According to all that I showed thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. I'll read it again. According to all that I showed thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. The way I'm telling you to do it, the way I'm going to show you to do it, is how I want it done. Don't deviate. Do what's told. Verse 10. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold. Within and without shalt thou overlay it, and shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about.
Real quick, right?
Yes, sir.
This is very similar to, of course, I'm pretty sure y'all can make the connection of when Noah built the ark, right? And again, the reason why these men were anointed to the position that they were at was because not just because they're obedient, like you can be obedient,
right,
but they're obedient in the sense of they serve the Lord, right? Because you can be obedient to something else and be wicked as hell. That don't mean nothing. They serve the Lord, and then again, going back to what we read earlier, they willingly did this.
Right.
You do know Moses didn't have to go to Egypt, right? Moses didn't have to do that. He could have said, "No, I'm good."
And stayed in Midian.
Yeah. Now what? Most I would did some after, I don't know.
Right.
But my point being is, the Lord didn't make him do it. He didn't make Aaron go with it. He didn't even make the sister go with it.
Right.
She chose to. You know how many times Aaron and Moses were getting frustrated with us? They could have been said, "Nah, I'm good, man. These dudes, I'm tired of them. I'm here to say, I'm going back home. I'm going back to the AC. I can stay in Egypt if y'all want to."
Come on, man.
Guess what? They still did it because they wanted to save their people. Yes, the Lord gave them the instructions to do it, but they did it because they wanted to do it. Same thing with Noah. Noah, they probably called him crazy. They probably said all types of things. You remember, at that time period, there was no rain. There was no rain. Like, it was the dew of the earth. And now all of a sudden, you got Noah talking about, yeah, there's going to be water coming from the sky. Not just the sky. There's going to be geysers. There's going to be all types of stuff. And everybody's looking at him like, what the hell?
This nigga's a nut.
Like, we're
about to party.
Yeah. And guess what? They died.
And you know what I was thinking? If you do you do have an option to do it. But if you don't do it, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Think about Jonah. Jonah did not want to do it. Jonah ended up doing it. He went to Nineveh. Before he went to Nineveh, what happened? Jonah was thrown in hell. That's literally what it said. The belly of a whale was hell, which lets you know hell again is a condition on earth. The belly of a whale is called hell. What do you think would have happened to? What do you think was already happening to the Israelites in Egypt? And what do you think would have happened to the Israelites in Egypt if Moses did not do what he was told to do? We were already in hell. We would have been in more hell.
We would have been extinct.
We would have.
They was killing us.
Killing us.
Trying to kill our firstborn sons.
What are we talking about?
And keep the women, again, showing you are who your father is. But they was going to keep the women because they knew, oh yeah, we keep the women, they'll still serve us. There's no man to protect them.
Right.
And if they wanted to, they could have had sex with them and then made more Mizraimites,
Right.
Salaki, which is so-called Egyptians.
It's
More
crazy.
Hamites. That's what would have happened, though.
That's what would happen.
So imagine if, like you said, Moses didn't do it. Imagine if Christ really gave in to temptation and said, "You want me to die?" And the thing is, he was tempted.
Yeah,
Christ was tempted. He
one
really,
day, one night.
yeah, he sat there for a minute and looked at like, "Is there anything else I can do?"
Taking his cup away from him.
Yeah, he didn't get an answer. But guess what? He still did it though. But imagine if he didn't.
Imagine what you would be if he didn't do it. Yeah. Imagine it.
There would be no tribes. Like I'm telling you, we would be extinct.
And he would raise a great nation out of a rock. You would have been extinct, and then the rock people. What's that thing on? What's the movie? Not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, you talking about? I think it is Guardians.
Well, he was on there.
Groot?
No, not Groot. You remember with Thor when he was going to fight the Hulk?
Oh, you talking about the Rock dude?
The Rock dude.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them niggas running Earth. You come on, what are we talking about? He said I can build a nation out of rock. Now, of course, it wouldn't have been rock, but it been some people. Or it could have been.
Hey, whatever the Lord would have wanted, that's what would have
happened. Hey, if he wanted the Autobots to goddamn run the Earth, then that's what the Lord. That's what Optimus Prime would be running this damn thing. If that's what the Lord wanted,
you'd be dead.
You'd be dead. That's the point. You'll be dead. The point is, the Lord's trying to get you out of hell.
Right.
So the Lord appoints people to get you out of hell. Your behind want to stay in hell. He know how hard-headed you is. So he make the people that you go up against that fight for you so much, they gotta fight harder. I gotta fight harder than you. What you want to accomplish is nothing. You want me to stay in hell. I gotta fight you to get us heaven, which is what's going on.
He's following instructions.
That's it.
Real quick before we continue, I want to say for all the brothers out there and sisters as well, like don't take your job lightly because you said something like, we gotta fight harder. Yeah, we do gotta fight harder. We even gotta fight you spiritually. Like when we go out there, you know who comes up to us the most? It's our own people. Trust me, we've been at camp enough to see it. Like there was one time, it was Brother Blazing. Some white man is in the front trying to argue. Of course, he's losing. And an older black man came by and rescued him. Like it be our, like I hate to say it, but like it be our own people. But we know why. Because the white man's the devil. You have been conditioned to be a slave. Yeah, you might not physically be in chains, but you are in modern day Egypt, and you don't have a problem working a 9 to 5, barely having time to spend time with your family.
That's crazy.
Make a minimum wage. Like, you know what's crazy? It's actually been statistically proven that minimum wage anywhere in America, you can't live off that. You actually can't. Like if you had a minimum wage job and you make it, I don't know, it depends on what state you live. Let's just say, I'll say in California, you making $18 an hour, you ain't getting shit. It's pocket.
That is what you're not getting.
You're not doing nothing. Like you can work at a warehouse for 5 years, you get $30 an hour. Sound better, right? You still gonna struggle. You still might need a roommate. You still might need other income. But the thing is, you're okay with that because this is all you know. All you know is how to be poor.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
and
crazy.
then even for the ones that do make it, you know how they say, "Oh, that one made it." So y'all can all make it. Okay, you got that one brother that made it. Now he's an actor or whatever, and he's with all the other rich white folks. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, this man is selling his soul. This sister is selling her soul. Like, really, like, I don't want to even get into all that. But they have to condition themselves. Now, they still a slave, too. The only difference is they're in the house now. We in the field. They in the house. But they still got to tap dance for their asses, too. And the second they don't want to do it, guess what? They're going to lose everything.
And if I may, and I want to touch on what you just said, you can't make it off minimum wage. They know that. They can pay you more than minimum wage. And this lets you know how destructive they are and how worthy of an adversary they are. Never let you go out now around anybody that's white. Because you have to really understand their mindset. You have to understand the mindset of giving you a minimum wage job. You have to understand the mindset of giving you just enough barely to do something. Because imagine a family structure. You don't make enough for your woman just to stay at home and raise that child the way that child probably needs to be raised in its early years, its early adolescent years, as a toddler. So you don't make enough, so she has to go back to work. Now you leave this child in someone else's hand, right? Now this child is missing something that's supposed to get this motherly affection. This child needs to grow up and not be a killer, right? Now let's say you're damn y'all both working. You don't even have time to be with one another because you're spending 8 hours at the job, really 9, 10, another hour to get up, another hour down to get there. You're spending 12, 13 hours a day basically around this job. You gotta sleep. That's another 8. Your whole day is gone. What your child? You want to get your child 2-3 hours? This society is not designed for a perfect family structure. It's not designed for it.
You have to sacrifice something.
And that is the Lord does not want you in that condition, which is why we're here. Imagine a place, man. You can just tend to your woman and your child as much as you want. Man, come on. What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. All right, let me get to it. Where am I at? 12. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof. And 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. The staves shall be in the rings of the ark; they shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee. Rest straight English. Is it rest straight English? Yeah. All right, yeah, I mean, he's just talking about how to. So the rest, just for time's sake, because it is pretty late, we're just gonna run through this. But again, it's just basically how things were made. I believe this the ark of the covenant, ark of testimony. Yes. Verse 17. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold. Of beaten work shalt thou make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat, and make 1 cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof. And the cherubims shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings. And their faces shall look one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be. And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark. And in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat. Are you hearing this? And there, verse 22, and there, once you made what I need you to make, the way I want you to make it. Once you have my house set up the way I want my house set up, and there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat. The Lord said, we are his chosen people. I'm gonna commune with you. Don't worry. When y'all chilling, I'm right there. When y'all partying, I'm right there. When y'all communing with one another, I don't know the word. I'm right there. It's like between the 2 cherubims, which are upon the ark of the testimony, of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel.
Yeah, only for Israel. And also showing you, it's like I want to touch on this real quick. I seen a video. There was a brother, he just lost. He was like saying something specifically about Israelites and how like we try to justify everything that the Most High has done because it's black. And it's like, again, showing like you don't really read the Bible. You read about the destructive things that the Most High has done.
Right.
But again, surface level, get to why he was being destructive. The Lord is a merciful God, but can also be a terrible God. He's extremely merciful. People get upset because we're like, why would you follow a God that put you into slavery? Because that's the same God that got us out of it. But we disobeyed him. He didn't have to do that. The whole reason we are in where we're at right now is because we, again, chose to be disobedient to the Most High. And it wasn't just one time. It was over and over and over and over. He just kept giving us chances over and over and over. Like, you can read this whole Bible, and I guarantee you couldn't count how many times he actually gave us chances. He's still giving us a chance today. We're here because he wants to give us another chance. He's like, here, I'm gonna raise y'all up, teach your people, so that hopefully another brother will see it, and then he can teach, so on and so forth, right?
Every captivity, he raises up men.
Every single time. He didn't completely forsaken us.
Right.
He's given us the opportunity, but again, faith without works is dead. You cannot sit here and say that you believe in God and not do what he tells you to do.
Come on.
It don't work like that.
Right.
Like how they say, oh, God hates the sinner, not the sinner. No, he hates the sinner. He loves you, but he hates what you're doing, and he hates what you're becoming. You're a sinner.
You're the one doing it.
And when you're a sinner, guess what you're also being compared to? You might as well be a Gentile.
And if I may,
Go ahead.
the sin is not getting punished.
Yeah,
The sinner has to get. That doesn't make the sinner has to be punished.
Yeah, I never understood that. God hates sin.
You can't punish.
But not the sinner.
You can't punish murder.
Exactly.
How do you punish
gotta
murder?
punish the murderer.
That doesn't make no sense to anybody.
Yeah. But again, still giving us chances, right? I don't even. Yeah, for it, I really don't make no sense. Like you can't punish murder. You got to kill the person. Like
How do you punish thievery? That's the action.
You can't punish the action.
You got
You
to
gotta punish the person committing the action. Yeah, I don't know. But again, Sean, like this is what the Most High wills, man. He just wants you to live.
Oh.
Reading these scriptures bring you life, and I mean that metaphorically, spiritually, and literally.
Right.
Lord says, "Don't eat pork." Why? You go, why? Because one, he told you not to do it, but okay, you can go ahead and do it. You're gonna get clogged arteries. You're gonna get diabetes. You're gonna have worms in you. Some of y'all don't know about that. High cholesterol. You're gonna have all types of things wrong. All types of things wrong with you. You could have had beef bacon. Beef bacon way better anyway.
Oh man, we buying it, boy.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I came out.
Me too, bro.
Way better. But again, you want to do what you want to do. Okay, do what you want to do. Go ahead and commit the sin if you want to. And then when you're having all these health problems, you're going to look up to the sky and pray.
Right.
And guess what? The Lord don't hear you. Why? Because you're a sinner. I forgot what scripture that is, but paraphrasing. The Lord, he actually doesn't hear you.
Right.
He sees you. He's like, I see my people. I don't hear him though. I don't hear him. Because look what you're doing.
Right.
You, like, when people say, like, you just as bad as the white man, that's how the Lord looks at you. That's like, really think about that. That's how he looks at you. You doing everything you do, you just as bad as him. So if he ain't gonna be there for Esau, makes you think he's gonna be there for you when you're just like him.
Come on, man.
Or any of these other heathens for that matter. It's like,
Verse 23. Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt make unto it a border of an hand breadth round about. And thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. And thou shalt make four rings like it. And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for places of the staves to bear the table. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. And thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof, to cover withal. Of pure gold shalt thou make them. And thou shalt set upon the table showbread before me always. Verse 31. And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold. Of beaten work shall the candlestick be made. His shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs, and his flowers shall be of the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it. 3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side. I don't know why those Jewish people have, what is it, 9? Yeah. Who knows? That's how they don't even know the Bible. This thing is set in 7. You got one in the middle. We got one over there. You got one in the middle, and out the side, you got 3 coming out one side and 3 coming out the other. That's a total of 7. The 7 churches made during Paul's time. It's the same thing. This is what the 7 candlesticks are representing. The Lord is already letting you know how I want stuff done. You can't tell me that that Jewish man is the actual Jew. He's not doing anything the Lord says to do.
Yeah, they were.
What is that?
They don't even know what tribe they're from.
What is that?
They're like, I don't know. Like, yeah, they know of the tribes, but you ask them what tribe they're like, well, I don't know. It's like, well, how are you? Okay,
I'm Judah. You're what?
how?
Let me go read some. Let me go read what Judah is, and let me see if you match the description. They never match the description
At all.
I don't know why they wear that little hat. It just makes no sense. It's not even cool. I've seen them like they got LA Dodgers. You're like, come on, man, you're a baseball fan, Anna.
But that's the synagogue was saying.
Come on,
they convinced the whole world that they are the real Jews. Even them Israelis, they ain't the real Jews either. They evil as hell. Like, y'all see what's going on. I think some. No, it was actually India. They bombed. No, I think they bombed Palestine too. But
Everybody getting bombed.
Yeah, everybody getting bombed. But my point is, like, God shows the people, real God shows people would do something like that. Palestinians, yeah, they heathens, but I'm not about to bomb them. Like, for what?
They ain't bothering me.
They ain't bothering me. But Israel, they want you to believe.
Right.
They live next to each other. They believe in the same thing.
Same thing. Bombing
I'm like, damn, what they do? Oh, that's right. Y'all the devil.
That's all it
My
is.
bad. Y'all the devil. I forgot.
Come on,
about
man.
it.
Verse 33. 3 bowls made like unto almonds, with a knot and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like almonds in the other branch, with a knot and a flower. So in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick. Verse 34. And in the candlestick shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds, with their knots and their flowers. Excuse me. And there shall be a knot under 2 branches of the same, and a knot under 2 branches of the same, and a knot under 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches that proceed out of the candlestick. Verse 36, last verse. Their knots and their branches shall be of the same. All it shall be one beaten work of pure gold. One back. The same.
That's it. I hope y'all understand that. Right? One body, one mind.
The same.
The reason.
You're like, now I want these candles to come out like this, and this one like this. The same. The same breakdown. The same thought process. The same. I want this to come up the same way this come up. The same way this is constructed, I want to construct it like this over here. The same way this priest was brought up, I want that priest to be brought up the same way.
You know what that brings? Unity. Yeah, we 12 different tribes. We look different in different areas. Right now, a lot of us are still Hellenized. We might speak different languages. Okay, cool. The Lord never wanted that.
Right.
He wants you, in a sense, yeah, to be the same, in the sense of y'all are all on one accord, because you want to know why all these other nations are able to triumph over you. Obviously, the most obvious one because we're against the time.
Right.
But also, they're on the same accord. Like, think about it.
To go against you.
Yeah.
We read it in Psalm 33.
Edomites, they all believe in different stuff too. But when it comes down to one thing, they all realize that we ain't rocking with them. We don't like black people. We don't like Mexicans.
They can agree with that.
Yeah, they can all agree with that. You know what's crazy? I read some. Said dementia. Is that the one like you start forgetting something like really old?
Yeah.
Somebody said, ain't it funny how like a white person can get dementia and forget their name, but they still remember that they hate black.
That shit.
I'm like,
That is crazy.
that's real.
You know how you can go to a bar and just talk sports? They can go to one of them clubs and talk about your ass. The same way you were like, man, that team sucks. They're like, no, that team sucks. That team with that dark skin, they suck. Because
they got unity.
Right.
You don't have unity outside of here.
Right.
Here you can have unity. Believing in the Most High and following His law, statutes, and commandments that He put out for us, having faith with works. You can have unity. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll get somewhere. You know, maybe we'll be in the state that we're in now. But you got to fight for that. Though.
Right.
Obviously, Esau, sidebar, I'm not going to be too long. We niggas will wrap up soon. But Esau knows this. That's why he splits you up. Like, we got to run and joke. Y'all always seen stuff like this. Like, I want y'all to really understand how deep racism really is. Y'all have to be at a job. It's not a lot of black folk there. Or Latinos or, you know, whatever you identify as today, I guess. Like, you see that one other black person there. They'll never make y'all work together. Ever. We do this at my job. There's 3 of us. I think there's 1 Judite and there's another Benjamin brother there. It's only 3 of us. And we all make the same joke every time, like, they ain't never gonna put this together.
That's crazy.
You like and that's how it is. He over there, I'm over here. But both of us are mechanics. He's avionics. We need him over here, but he can't because he over there. When you go to the mall, this happened to me when I was younger. I think it was like you couldn't have a larger group larger than 4.
Right.
But it was only applied to black kids.
Come on, man.
Meanwhile, there's like 12 white girls over there. They done stole something.
That's what they do.
But you worried about us. You want to know why it's called micromanaging? And a lot of these white people, they don't want to see you in unison.
Right.
They're okay with you being broken up. They don't want you in their neighborhoods. They don't want you in their schools. They don't want you in their field of work. They don't want you at their jobs.
Right.
But they also don't want you to have your own shit either.
Right.
Lock it for my language. Because we've been saying, hey, you know what? You don't like us? Fine. We're going to go over here. Build up our own community. And like you brought out earlier, what they do, they bomb multiple ones. I only remember like a few, but the most famous ones, of course, are the Tulsa Massacre, and there's also the Devil's Punch Bowl,
right,
which is an artificial lake built from the graves of black people.
That's crazy.
They made a lake because they didn't like it. Oh yeah, we don't want them to congregate over there because it's in their spirit. They can't leave you alone, and they're never going to leave you. So stop trying to be with them. Even if you find a white person, oh, he's not that bad. That's what black people do. You like you invite to the cookout.
Just because nigga can man, well not nigga, but just his white man can Millie Rock. You like, oh, he invited.
He's one of us
because he can dance. I've never seen him be like, and that man that knows. He knows that Nickelback song. He's invited to the picnic. It's crazy.
Never see that.
They ain't invited. You know what? Because you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't listen to them. U2 song, whoever. I don't know. Bon Jovi. I don't know. They not offering you to come over to their house because you know some country music songs. Yeah. Every rose has. All right, let me stop. Anyway.
Yeah. Nah, don't do it. But it's like if we're gonna wrap it up. What you can take from this class, of course, follow the Most High, and also remember what He has done for us.
Right.
Things have to be fair. You want the grace of the Most High? Okay, you gotta be real. Be real. What are you doing?
Right.
Being an Israelite ain't good enough. Who cares?
Right.
There's a lot of us. Okay. Are you following the law? Are you abiding by it? Because if you don't, you broke down earlier, that law will be enforced.
That law is going to be enforced.
And you're going to be upset or dead. I don't know. Hopefully it's just upset. Oh. So that's what you can take from that, right? But we'll continue next week. We're going to wrap it up. You got anything?
Live, sir. I am rip.
That.
Slow.